The first aphorism finally states the external parent, causeless, indivisible, changeless, infinite, rested in unconsciousness, dreamless sleep. Other than the eternal parent, there was not, either real or apparent. Fake it till you make it, right? That's what the fucking government does because you run on the bullshit. Funny, isn't it? That the eternal parent is causeless is a self evident fact. For there is nothing which could have caused the eternal and original being, from which all manifestation proceeds. That which is eternal must, of necessity, be causeless. I mean, that's goes against cause and effect, right? They're the Illuminati in science. I almost forgot. Let's keep going. That which is infinite can have no other which could have caused it. And it could not have been caused from or by nothing, for from nothing, nothing comes. Wait, did I just break down plausible liability the government uses and the military taught me? Wow. You stupid fucks. That the eternal parent is invisible is likewise self-evident. For anything that can be divided or separated into parts or particles must in the first place be originally composed of parts of particles. And anything that is composed of parts or particles must be merely a composition, an aggregate, a collection or crowd of such parts and particles, and therefore not a real entity or unity at all. Wait, did I just prove your group conscious unity is fucking bullshit? Your fucking whole government system's fucking bullshit? That's why y'all are getting raided for fucking trafficking drugs to set everybody up? But wait, that just proved there is a cause. You are the cause. You're pushing drugs on people to put them in jail and put them in your fucking bullshit cult trap. Wow, you're stupid as fuck. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Moreover, that which is infinite cannot become divided or separated into parts or particles without losing its essential infinity. Did I just help you understand what that last sentence? Why every fucking Alcoholics Anonymous coin you idiots fucking worship says, to thine own self be true. Not the fucking unity, not the fucking group conscious, but you don't fucking listen. You failed that fucking test, didn't you? A divided infinite is no infinite at all. Divided because you're with the group conscious, but merely a collection of crowd of finite things. Did I just prove your unity is worthless as fuck? Absolute indivisibility must be predicated of true unity and infinite being. There is no logical escape from this conclusion that the eternal parent is incapable of essential change is likewise self-evident. For though it may manifest an infinity of change, nevertheless it must always remain essentially itself. Does that break down with that own self say true, or are you fucking not catching on? Wow. And never anything else but itself. Wow. But y'all want unity so bad. You want everybody to conform, be a little bitch to go against this. What the fuck? I mean, that's religion. That's fucking politics. Republican, Democrat. What the fuck? Moreover, not being composed essentially of qualities, properties, or attributes, it cannot undergo the change which comes from the shifting of the poles of the opposites. And not having form, it cannot experience the change which arises from change of form. Absolute immunity immutability, must be predicated from the eternal parent. There is no logical escape from this conclusion. That means you can't argue what the fuck I just said. Period. That's how it works. That the eternal parent is infinite is likewise self-evident. It must be infinite, for there is nothing else by which it may be limited, defined, bounded, caused, influenced, or affected. Do you even understand what I just broke down to you? This is talking about God. Yes, God. Because Ephesians 4:6, God is in all of you. And St. Luke 17:21, the kingdom of God is within you. Fuck your group conscious. Fuck your political party. Fuck your religion. That the eternal parent rests in unconscious, dreamless sleep is held by all advanced metaphysicians and philosophers to be a logical necessity. If we are to postulate the existence of a period or state of manifestation, for as all psychologists and philosophers know, consciousness, even in the form of dreams, is impossible without change. Wow. So you can't get consciousness if you're stuck in your traditions. If you're stuck in your old fucking ways, you're fucked. Like I said, you're a rat running that fucking rat ring, aren't you? Wow. A changeless state of consciousness can only be expressed as unconsciousness, brain dead or fucking programmed. And yet, the student must not fall into the error of believing that the infinite unconsciousness implies inferiority to consciousness, for rather does it imply a state of rising above. Like an eagle flies above the pigeons? No shit. Ordinary consciousness, a state of infinite superconsciousness, a state of transcending consciousness. Wait, transcendence, that's the second Divergent movie, isn't it? Wow, we're getting into this stuff. In which there is ever present the possibility of consciousness without the exercise thereof. Ordinary consciousness is a descent from this state of unconsciousness to an ascent. This distinction is important and must not be lost sight of by the student. Now, to understand what that just broke down, transcendence, yeah, you can get free of that bullshit, all that fucking factions and bullshit, but somebody's still going to come and fucking try. That's what they're saying. Because they're stuck in their old ways, right? The unconscious little bitches. As we shall presently discover, the manifestation begins to dawn into appearance. Then, and then only, the eternal parent may be said to begin to dream of an infinity of universes, succeeding each other in rhythmic sequence. And only when the eternal parent shall awaken fully from the dream into the bright non-tide of infinite self-consciousness, it may be thought of as being fully awake and conscious. These facts will unfold themselves as we proceed with the consideration of the aphorisms. Other than the eternal parent, there was not, either real or apparent. Here again, we have a self-evident truth. There can have been no other real being, no other to the infinite and absolute reality, for the predicate of infinity and absoluteness carries with it the implicit predicate of aloneness, oneness, and uniqueness. Oh, are they breaking down St. Matthew 19:29 right there? Why I've been pushing out on it, like trying to help you understand it for so long? Wow. There can be no manifestation, there can be no apparent i.e., manifestation or created things or things. Thing in existence in a period of the infinite unmanifestation, there is a good logical escape from this consciousness. Yeah, to get away from that consciousness program bullshit, you have to get the fuck away from everybody. St. Matthew 19:29. Again, being of sober mind, away from all their bullshit, so they're not fucking brainwashing you and feeding you fucking lies, because it is better to trust the Lord than to put confidence in man. Okay, finally, the student is once more bidden to fall back upon the symbol of infinite space. In this consideration of the infinite unmanifest, whenever he finds it difficult or almost impossible to conceive of the truth of the statements contained in the first aphorism as concerned with the eternal parent in the state of the infinite unmanifest in the cosmic night, dark night of the soul, because you have to go do deep self-work. The symbol will be found perfectly adequate in order to permit one to think of the infinite unmanifest. Unmanifest, right? You have manifest and unmanifest. That's the eye of Ra side of your brain. Deconstruction and reconstruction, okay? Just so you understand what they're saying here, okay? There is no logical escape from this conclusion. You have to do that. That is the dark night of the soul. To be able to do it, though, you have to bounce back and forth from right and left hemisphere, be divergent, or understand quantum entanglement, because to be able to truly deconstruct everything, you have to use the other hemisphere of your brain, the eye of Horus, to reflect and reveal. Finally, the student is once more bidden to fall back upon the symbol of infinite space in this consideration of the infinite unmanifest. Whenever he finds it difficult or almost impossible to conceive of the truth of the statement contained in the first aphorism as considered with the eternal parent in the state of the infinite unmanifest in the cosmic night, the symbol will be found perfectly adequate in order to permit one to think of the infinite unmanifest, although of course it is impossible to paint a mental picture of either symbol of the reality which it represents. Wait, I just did that, breaking it down through the brain cut in half as the eye of Ra and the eye of Horus, though. Right? Yeah. Okay. Edgar Allan Poe has well said that the thought of the concept of the infinite and similar efforts of the human mind to think of the unthinkable, this merest of woods, and some other expression of which the equivalents exist is nearly all languages, is by no means expression of any idea, but of an effort of one. One. Because, like I said, the infinite symbol, if you look on tarot, it's above their head. The yin yang, you have to work on your eye of Ra and your eye of Horus brain lobes to rewire them, put them in balance to be infinite. But of an effort of one. Remember, you've been programmed since you were a fucking kid to work on polarities, okay? Eye of Ra, eye of Horus. They have to become one. You have to be I am, the beginning and the end, the two lobes of your brain. And I left off at... Okay. It stands for the possible attempt at an impossible conception. Man needed a term by which to point out the direction of his effort, the cloud behind which lay forever invisible the object of this attempt. A word, in fine, was demanded by means of which one human being might put himself in relation at once with another human being and with a certain tendency of the human intellect. Out of this arose his term. I mean, like, you understand that literally breaks down the political presidential campaigns to start their term. Get the fuck out of here. Which is thus the representative. The representative. Oh, the representative of what? Republican or Democrat? Yeah. But the thought of the thought. You mean the Alcoholics Anonymous book chapter, A Vision for You? Go fuck yourselves. The fact is that upon the pronunciation of any one of that class of terms to which this belongs, the class representing thoughts of thought, he who has the right to say that he thinks that all feels himself called upon not to entertain a conception, but simply to direct his mental vision. There it is, a vision for you chapter, like I broke down, towards some given point to the intellectual firmament where lies a nebula never to be solved. To solve it, indeed, he makes no effort, for which a rapid instinct he comprehends not only the impossibility, but as regarding all human purposes, the essentially of the solution. He sees at once how it lies out the brain of man, and even how it not exactly why it lies out of it. And like literally the brain of man, I broke down the two lobes. Eye of Ra, Eye of Horus. Once you get them perfectly in line, you are in infinite understanding. You access your cerebral spinal fluid level, the higher conscious that travels as above, so below, down your spine and up your spine. In this secret doctrine of the Rosarians, therefore, there is no attempt made to define the essence of the eternal parent. In fact, it is held in the spritz of Spinoza's celebrated aphorism that to define the infinite is to deny the infinite. In refusing to ascribe the finite qualities, properties, and attributes of personality to the eternal parent, the Rosarians do not mean to imply that the infinite reality is below the plane of personality, but rather that it is so immensely above that plane and so infinitely transcends all personality that it is childish or think or speak of it in the term of personality. Again, above it, your cerebral spinal fluid plane. Come on. It has been held by eminent thinkers that even the finite intelligence of man is capable of conceiving of a state of intelligence as much higher than that of the most intelligent man, as the latter is higher than that of the black beetle. This being so, it can readily be seen that such a power to which the manifestation of such a superlative degree of intelligence being is but the begatted effort of power is and must be in its essential nature so infinitely above the plane of human personality that it is practically an insult to think of it in terms of personality. Okay, and again, like I said, like when I meditate, since I open that up, I see like light beings walking around. There's no personality. They don't speak. I just see them. I understand. Like, it's like they show me things and I understand what they're showing me. Like, that's the cosmic dream, cosmic night. That like breaks it all down. It has been held by eminent thinkers, that even the finite intelligence of a man is capable of conceiving of a state of intelligence is much higher than that of most intelligent man, as the latter is higher than that of black beetle. This being so, it can readily be seen that such a power, to which the manifestation of such a superlative degree of intelligence being is but a begattle effort of power. Effort of power, again, like I said, to help you understand and start assessing this, I meditate listening to lightning storms. And when the thunder cracks, it creates that spark that ignites me seeing it, okay? And like I said, it shows you what you have to do for inner work, right? When the lightning cracks, you'll see the white light. You'll see the spark, okay? If it's a circle and it keeps going zoom, zoom into a dot and then repeating, it's showing you have to go deeper into yourself, into your soul, to go through it, experience it again, and release it. There's no forgiveness needed. You just understand it and let it go. It's learned knowledge, because what happened was your subconscious blocked it from you, so you can't access it. So it's stuck. The chains that bind you is and must be, in its essential nature, too infinitely above the plane of human personality, is that it's particularly an insult to think of it in terms of personality. It has been frequently stated that the consideration of the first aphorism, the state of being in an infinite absolute reality, the eternal parent, during this state of infinite unmanifest, cannot be expressed in words, for it is beyond words. Actually, unmanifest. I literally just broke that down, showing you how to do it through meditation. Unmanifest. Unmanifest was blocking you. You see that circle going like this? You need to go deeper in your shoe to the dark night of the soul. Release that. So you're unmanifesting what's blocking you. Hold on. It can be thought that only symbolically, by means of its only possible symbol, i.e., that of the infinite space. Yes, like I broke down. You see the white lines, the power, the energy fields when you meditate. Yes, and that's what I'm breaking down. Even symbolized, it can be thought of only in terms of negation, for being in the state of absolute being, which, as Hegel says, is practically identical to with non-being, when the term being is used in the sense of finite, conditioned, and qualified being. Programmed, conditioned, okay? It cannot be thought of as possessing any of these qualities, attributes, or properties of thingness. Therefore, its state of being can be suggested only by using the terms implying the negation of all these qualities, properties, and attributes which men ascribe to things, even to these things which they feel rather than conceive, and which represent even the remotest limits of their imaginative efforts. Edwin Arnold is the beautiful poem, The Light of Asia, as well expressed in the Buddhistic conception of the beyond thoughtness of the essence of the infinite reality in the following words: Om Amataya, measure not with words the immeasurable, nor sink the string of thought into the fathomless. Who asks does err, who answers errs, say not. Shall any gaze see with mortal eyes, or any searcher know with mortal mind? Veil after veil will lift, repeating, veil after veil. Bam, bam, bam. It keeps repeating. And there must be veil upon veil behind, because you have to keep, like, you know your work's done when you stop seeing that, and then you start seeing beings walking around instead of like circles going, right? You'll see your elevation, right? Your elevation, because you'll see a straight line across going down, because you are elevating. As you're going in, after you see the circles that close into a dot repeatedly, and you go in to do the dark night of the soul, you will see them raise up because you are going down deep into your soul. Or you're using your cerebral spinal fluid to go all the way down to your spine, to your root chakra base, to release what is blocking you. And so the Risharians regard the fact that infinite unmanifest, releasing all that shit. The absolute essence only under the symbol of the infinite sea of pure space. Are they talking about the cerebral spinal fluid? Wow. Resting in the state of absolute calm and absolute transparency, through which the mortal eye gazes and seems to see but nothing, but which the illuminated intuition knows to be allness instead of nothingness, absolute and infinite being instead of nothingness, infinite life instead of death. Okay. Illuminates, right? That's why I say you see it as energy, white energy. You get it? Death, all black. This is how your meditation is supposed to go to help you ascend. Okay. Though it cannot be perceived by mortal sense and thought, through its transcends the highest effort of both intellect and imagination to conceive or picture, yet the highest reports of pure reason inform us that it must be present. And the highest reports of intuitive faith render it impossible to doubt its all presence and reality. Because, that's the whole thing. Your all presence reality. You are energy. Okay? Quit looking for people and, when you meditate, quit thinking about things. Quit thinking about fucking a place, an item, what you want, thinking about looking for a face. Look at the energy field you are seeing, is what it's telling you. To the ignorant and self-half-wise, the symbol may seem to indicate nothing, but to the illuminated and truly wise, it is seen to represent absolute allness of reality. Gaze ye then upon the symbol of infinite space with awe, for it represents our highest, though feeble, efforts of expressing the nature of the infinite existence of being. Because that's how it works. You'll understand so much more when you unlock that, release all of your programming, all of your blockages, everything that's been passed down to you and pushed on you that you didn't learn, but you were forced to understand and follow. When you break them chains free, you will get it. Enjoy your night, everybody.